Hello everyone, welcome to part 3, the last video in my series looking at my collection of National Savings posters. This time we're going to be looking at the posters that I've just not been able to find room on my walls for. Now I want to look at a few posters that I've not been able to hang on my walls, or maybe they were hanging on the wall but they were taken down when I got a new poster. But anyway, I haven't got room for these yet. This first one, Save Your Way to Victory, buy National Savings Certificates. This is number 1. This is the first poster that the National Savings Committee produced during the Second World War. This is WFP1. It's not particularly inspiring poster. There's no picture on there or anything, but it does stand out. The yellow against the blue. Save Your Way to Victory. That's a good enough request, and so this launched hundreds of other posters. This poster, this is WFP 111. This was about 1940. It has pictures of tanks, obviously, as we can see, and 2 explosions there, white explosions. There was no writing on this at all, no printing on it. This poster was produced in order that various groups could put their own messages on. As we can see here, this has literally just been painted on by someone with a brush. Other posters that have blank spaces on them were sent to printers so they could print on them, but this has really been done maybe in a hurry, maybe because the people who were producing it didn't have a lot of money. But there it is. War Souvenir Exhibition at the Town Hall, Wednesday and Thursday, March the 5th and 6th, 1 to 8 p.m. Entrance by purchase of a 6-penny savings stamp. So that's how people were, how they got people to actually buy savings stamps at this exhibition. This next one, originally I thought this was for Warship Week. It's a fantastic painting there of, as it says, destroyers in line ahead. Britain Sea Power, maintain it with your savings. It turns out that this poster is just post-war. It's 1945, but it is post-war, still encouraging savers to carry on. And this is one of the reasons why we still have to maintain Britain's sea power. All these posters here are 30 by 20 inches. Here's an interesting one. This doesn't have a WFP number, but it is an official National Savings Committee poster. This is number TC1. As you can see at the top there, lend to defend the right to be free. The National Savings slogan throughout the war. Look out for this. Travelling cinema van, coming to. Now that blank space there is where whichever place had the van coming to it would put their name. An entertainment programme of sound films in support of the war savings campaign. So people would go to wherever this van was turning up and they'd go and have a look, and it would show a movie. It would show a film or a number of films. The fact that this is called TC1, a TC1 poster, I think fairly self-evident. It's a poster for the travelling cinema. So TC, I don't think there's any more to it than that. Interesting, the van there looks just like Corporal Jones's van in Dad's Army. This is another poster, WF 424. And it says, for Britain, keep on saving. Keep up your national savings every week. This is a wartime poster with various views of England on there, such as St Paul's Cathedral. There's the Tyne Bridge there. There's Beachy Head there. These are just showing various places around the country that you should be spending your money, you should be saving your money defending. This is Britain. Keep on saving. Here's a poster for Thanksgiving week. Now, Thanksgiving week was just post-war because it was Thanksgiving for the end of the war. We can see give thanks by saving and the smoking chimneys in the dusk at the bottom there, and across the top it says Thanksgiving week. But apart from that, at the bottom, the picture at the bottom there, this would have been blank, and this has been printed by the Amble branch of the British Legion to advertise a drumhead service there at the Welfare Park, Amble, on Sunday, 23rd of September 1945. So that really is very close after the end of the war. The salute will be taken by Brigadier G.H. Walton, CBE-TD, the band of the 10th Hussars. So that's an interesting one, looking at Thanksgiving week. The final one of these, build for prosperity, save now. Now, what we've got here is a ruin, maybe a church. We're looking through and we can see at the back there a brand new building being built. This is basically saying you've got to keep saving, we've got to rebuild the country. And this is quite a striking poster, really, which shows the new, if you like, being born from the old, but people's savings were needed in order for this to take place. A few smaller 10 by 15 posters here that I've not found room for on my wall. This one really is no introduction. This is a National Savings badge or emblem. These badges were worn by all the National Savings representatives as they went about their work, collecting people's money. The message here, there is a National Savings Group here, and at the bottom there's an area marked name and address where the group secretary probably put their name and their address, and it says to the left of it, for details of membership apply to. Now this actually is a 1945 poster as well. It's just post-war, but of course this isn't talking about war, this is just talking about national savings, which continued long after the war. This next one is another Thanksgiving week poster. Give thanks by saving. Support your Thanksgiving week. As we know now, Thanksgiving week took place just after the war to celebrate the end of the war. And this particularly colourful one actually just shows a street scene in a quaint old English village there, with Tudor buildings on the right, with the National Savings flag being hung outside, bunting and the flags of the Allies hung across the road there. We've got the church tower with the Union Jack, and we've got the old gentleman there walking down the street with his walking stick, and the mother and child, and all these are the things that everyone had been fighting for and saving for. And this was encouraging people to go out and make their savings work again. Now there's a date on here at the bottom, March 1947, which is a bit of a giveaway. This was something called the Chancellor's Challenge. After the war, after Thanksgiving week, the Chancellor at the time basically tried to instigate another savings week, really, or another savings campaign. Speaking to you as Chancellor of the Exchequer, I appeal to you to do your utmost to help the nation, as you have done through these long years. I leave you with a challenge to tell me how much more you will do. I will ask you to be audacious and to achieve great things in the future, as in the past. We've answered the challenge to save £520 million. Let's show him what we can do and smash this great savings target before the end of March 1947. The government was still here trying to hang on to the coattails of all the fervour that went with the wartime savings weeks. And they were trying to get people to focus and with the same sort of enthusiasm to save with this particular challenge after the war. This is another poster which is for the same event. The national savings target is £520 million. Every shilling counts. Keep on saving. As I say, this was a couple of years after the war now. As far as I'm aware, they did actually reach that target. Finally, two posters that I haven't yet managed to get into frames. The one on the left, WFP 417, is a wartime poster, and it shows a picture of a greetings card made and issued by the National Savings Committee, containing a photograph of Princess Elizabeth and Princess Margaret, who signed it, and the facsimile signature on there. With greetings, war savings greetings cards. These cards can be had free with 6p, 2 and 6p and 5 shillings savings stamps. So if you went to a selling centre, maybe, you could ask for one of these greetings cards as well. And you can send greetings at Christmas or any other occasion, I guess, and stick your savings stamps in there, and they would be a gift. On the right, we've got another poster. This really is just a poster that quotes General Eisenhower. This is WFP 497. This is a post-war poster, so 1945. At the bottom, it just says, "Give thanks by saving," but it quotes General Eisenhower. "We should turn to those inner things, call them what you will. I mean those intangibles that are the real treasures free men possess, to preserve his freedom of worship, his equality before the law, his liberty to speak and act as he sees fit, subject only to the provision that he trespass not upon similar rights of others." 13th of June, 1945.